If I buy 2 hours, so what? Excuse me? What? You've got weird hipsters people which end up tweeting, which is on their phone, and you end up seeing what they're actually tweeting on this. Return to the detective agency. I'm trying to remember which bloody agency we got here. Well, thankfully I've got the text-to-speech working, which is on the chat stream. Right, so first point of call that we need to go to is the agency. Hello. Yeah, the first one failed. Your spear? Oh, spear. I was thinking spear, that's brutal. Should be able to. Oh. Yeah.
Really, guys?
You will need the sphere to open up the... If it's a depressurized door, you need the sphere. You can't do it by the cameras. Go to the law office, which is there. She's got the good old Yakuza.
You called.
Is that cool? Hello in chat. The only thing that I can't see at the moment in chat, which is who's actually saying. So it's like, I could say hi, but then I haven't got. I don't know exactly who it is that I'm saying hi to at the time, but hopefully everything's going well for you. Guessing that
It's
might.
me dead inside, aka Brian.
Ah, right. Hello, right. How's everything been going, which is for you over in London at the moment? Are you still doing the wrestling at the moment, or not as much? Yeah. Old friend of mine, which used to end up doing wrestling with, he ended up going into the league, which was a while back. I'll let... There were times where there was
situations. Still doing it, but not at the mo with the lockdown.
Ah. Well, he's done swantons, he's done many other things. It's been kind of a mixture between a few things. So it's been kind of varying degrees, which has been on a wrestling circuit which he's been involved in for a while, which kind of built up, which was over in the East London region more. We've had times where it's been kind of, yeah, it's been quite stressful, which I can still remember to this day. I did want to kind of pursue doing a bit more, which was on wrestling a while back, but then I ended up kind of moving. Yeah, it was about the same for me, which was, but if you want stories, Brian will be able to tell you quite a few stories for the things that he's had. I remember, I think...
How have things been?
Not too bad. It's been a funny life in general. Transitioning from when I was younger to like parenthood. Because I know you've done the same thing as well.
Good to see you.
And it's been interesting, which has been on those cases. You haven't had any more injuries, have you? Because I remember last time you ended up with your leg in a bloody cast, which was a while back.
Hold on a minute. Let's make one thing clear.
Yep, I know, right.
Guess I misspoke. Don't sue.
How can... Sure, how can you feel sorry for me?
I'm here on business. That should be obvious.
Business?
The prosecutor's office is pressing murder charges
Ah.
against Kyohei Hamura of the Matsugane family. You're involved, aren't you, Yagami-kun?
Word travels fast.
Nope, been
that
good
happens
so
in
far,
Bender's
just
office
getting
gets
old.
away from me.
Sorry-san just can't keep a secret.
Not with me.
Yeah,
Go way back.
I think the
Since you were a kid,
last injury that I had, which is where I was off for about 6 weeks, was when I had the bike accident,
already facing charges?
and that was a while back, and that was being literally wasn't sure if I'd actually done something which was to my spine at that point, but it's actually a lot better now.
Somehow I knew it'd be him.
You haven't seen that guy since the whole not guilty verdict, huh, Talk?
Yep.
He's probably still sore about it.
Too bad Shintani's gonna be the one in charge of the case and not me.
You're really never becoming a lawyer again, are you?
Oh god.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Getting the sensei asked me the same question.
I see.
Does the prosecution have any
You're
work
well
for me?
now doing metal
Be
and
glad to
rock
cut your
radio
discount.
show over Twitch and gaming on YouTube and wrestling still when it starts
know
back
what,
up, so you're
Yagamiko?
busy bee.
This
Oh.
detective business really doesn't suit you.
I was gonna say, if you wanted me to do a spot, Brian, on the radio for a laugh for old times, because it's been a while since, because we used, because I remember the old days, which was doing the DJing, which that was down at the bikers
It's getting
pub, which was years back. And when I did actually go back, it's like hardly anybody was around, which was at that point. So that was about 9 years ago when I surprised people by actually just appearing in East London for the night.
Yeah, the Ruskin Arms good old days.
Yep. They were always enjoyable, which the old days at the Ruskins. Situations of long nights, drinking, worrying what the hell I was doing, regretting a lot of nights. Ending up in situations that I still don't know how I ended up.
The radio is called Ruskin Radio, haha.
Okay, so it's Ruskin. Okay, so may have to try and set that up over,
And Yagamiko,
I don't know, something like WhatsApp or something like Skype over at some point as a guest, if you're up for it.
I apologize for my forcefulness.
So it'd be interesting because I've still got a few old friends which still kind of
Sure.
remember me down there.
Prosecutor Morida. And,
And I know there's a few people which are still hectic and busy, but
Long time no see, Yagami-sensei.
trying to
Courtroom just
I
has
think, when was the last...
Damn near breaks my heart.
I was going to say, did you have copies when our band was playing, which was down at the Ruskin Arms, still on tape, or have they disappeared now?
So you're defending Amara, huh?
Nope, Shintani's handling it. I'm just collecting evidence. Looks like you don't need that walk home off of you. Later.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You're not a lawyer anymore. Even after your landmark acquittal. Too bad.
I was going to say, I still speak to,
I was up against you.
You shut your damn mouth.
oh,
If it wasn't for your bullshit logic, that murderer would have been behind bars.
not my
An
ex,
innocent girl
the other
died
Sarah.
because of you.
Tell me what was so bullshit about my defense then. Come on, say it.
Everything.
That's enough.
So I was going to get a situation which was going to happen where it's like, what, your ex? No.
Thanks for thinking of
You're
me.
once I get a new job and buy the license, we'll have to work something out and think I still got the videos somewhere from many banned from.
Ah,
IKNW too many to
That guy
remember,
got
haha.
moral, what? If
I was going to say, have you still got the video when it ended up with the...
My bad, my bad.
I think there was like the amateur fight that was going on in the actual club, which was involved me, which was in there, and then basically one guy which was trying to show off.
You should go to Genda's. Let Shintani know
I remember
what's going
that.
on. I want you there too.
Got it. See you over there, then.
Ah, Gimli.
Look, just, take a breather, huh? Count to 10 or something.
So I remember that was a long night,
I'm not
because
sure really.
I'll give you a
that was when we ended up having to get down to the hospital that night because there was an incident, which I remember, which we had to... And that was... Yeah, because I think one of the other guys kind of landed off hard and then actually ended up with a concussion, which was on that night, so we ended up down at the hospital, which was a while back. I remember that. Speaking of which, yeah, I've still got Katrina that I speak, Karina, which I still speak to as well.
don't remember, then again I was always pissed.
I was going to say, Cheryl, can you hear the chat which is coming through or not at the moment? Brian was basically saying, I can't remember too much as I was always pissed. It's like, yep, there was that. There was also times where I don't think I ever literally got myself to the point of being too... Well, I knew my limit, which was on my drinking, so it's like, I never went over the top. I just remember half of the rest of the group, which were kind of swaying from left to right a lot of the time. And then half of the rough nights that went on down there as well.
Yeah, pissed in the morning and pissed in the afternoon and pissed at night and pissed asleep.
Yep. Pissed 24/7 literally, which was for him back then. But I think he's... You probably calmed down a lot more since then, because you don't really get the chance to do it anymore. As much. Buy a figure for... Where the hell are we buying a figure?
I don't drink at all now. Now.
No, I literally calmed down a lot more, which has been on drinking, so it's not as much as I used to, so it's a lot more moderated. So there will be like the odd time where I really have a drink, but I've literally kind of kept myself out of getting myself to this. Well.
One New Year I had one beer and I did not like it at all.
You had a New Year and you... So you he's literally... From the... Considering Brian was literally... Put it this way, you'd see him and he would be more tipsy, which would be before the evening even got halfway started. You kind of knew when he was literally tipsy. I think when I had the drinking sessions, which was ages ago, that usually started something like 5, 6 o'clock, and then that usually went on until about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Unless we was at some of the other places like
I was pissed before the night started, so true.
So it was times where you always knew which was the regular crowd, because we was always trying to get a kebab, which was on those nights, because it was kind of the only thing that soaked up half of the actual liquid. Yeah. Or
Must we?
but it's like, I think with everything down there, I had it more relaxed. I mean, it's not often I end up drinking, which is for the night, and then sit down, which is on the stage with the kebab, which is when I'm just trying to go through the night. So we had some weird times, which was down there. Those were probably like the good old days that I can remember, because those were half the time the enjoyable days, which had. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to remember, because some of the times, yeah, not gonna forget in a hurry. unless we ended up going down to one of the other, well, when I went off to the other places, so that was about 10 at night until about 7 in the morning. So those were long times that we were going through. And the thing was, I was doing that and doing work, so I was literally... That's alright. Walk the other way. But, oh... Well, I was going to say, Brian, can you hear anybody else in the party apart from me, or is it just me at the moment you can hear? Wow. There we go.
Really, guys?
Alright, gotta buy a figure. Yeah, so it's... Because you didn't hear it, Shadow, but yeah, the last time that Brian probably had a drink was probably New Year's, and that was one drink, and he didn't even literally feel like drinking that one. So it's... goes from one situation where you kind of constantly doing something, but then you end up just kind of stepping back, and then, yeah. Let's see. But, yeah, I was going to say, Brian, what games have you been playing mostly? Because I know you've been playing Lego, which was earlier. If you know that much. Alright, nothing up here. Just shortcut it. Where can we get a figure from? Right, there must... On Yakuza there was Don Pacho's. Ah, there, Prim's. That's the one that I was looking for. So we need to go down this way. But let me see. Whoop, we got company. I think the chat's not working, I can't hear it. It should be working. The chat. Should be working okay. Try again, because I should be fine. Sherrod, do you fancy testing out chat to see if it's working? Well, Jim can test it out. You just got to say it. I was just going to say, just see if the text to chat, text to speech is working on my YouTube stream at the moment. Yeah, so I'll be on my stream at the moment. It's live, so there should be chat which is on there. Yeah. Okay, it's gone quiet. Give me a sec. What I'm gonna have to do is change. We'll see if that works.
And stay down.
So if I need to, then I will change it over to... Oh, we've got fighting vipers in here. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the broadcast settings. So, view comments. Right, options. Advanced settings, display messages. So I'm going to have to do that. So there we go. Okay. So I've changed it so the chat can be seen, which is on my right hand side, so that's kind of on the wall to the right for me at the moment. So that should be working now. It's just... There we go. Yes, the chat should be visible on the screen now, which I've done. Your comments didn't actually show up, Jim. No, they haven't. Yep. So that's Brian, which is dead in sight. Yeah, I was going to say with the mobile, does that actually do a good job, which is on there? I'm going to check that actually. So give me a sec. Okay. So I'm going to see. Ah, horse figurine. Let's see if this is working. Because I think my chat on my game itself is being a bit funky. So alright, so if I do that for now. Right, let's see. So I'm going to have to end up doing it this way for the moment. If that's the case, then fine. There we go. Test, test. Yeah, happens on the PS3 when you live stream. Right, I may have to set up. Oh, good. Too many say I've been busy. Yes, right. Yeah, so the chat stream itself decided to go off on its own little tangent there, which it shouldn't have done. Right, so right, yeah, so it's not doing it, which is on there. So that's interesting to know. But if I have to do it this way, then I've got to do it this way. Let's see. So we'll change to view comments. Right, that's fine. Advanced. Right, there we go. You didn't kill the chat, Ryan. It killed itself by not working. That's all that happened. Yeah, I can see the chat at the moment, so I've got that, which is currently on my screen at the moment. I think I'm gonna set up. I might end up setting up the text chat, which will be via the PC, which will be tomorrow at some point, because that's a lot easier. That's gonna hurt. Right. Do we... It's still saying we need to buy a figure. Buy a figure for... What figure do we need to buy? I would use the capture card, but it's... yeah. Never that happy with the capture cards. Items. We got got a horse figurine, an Ibsu figurine. What figurine they wanted us to buy here? Please don't tell me it's that one. Get rid of that. So that's nonsense. Okay, he wanted the little doll. Just said figurine. Wanted the anime female instead. Oh dear. Where do we need to go? Okay, up there. But how is your quarantine going down in London at the moment there?
Bring it on.
Ow.
Really, guys?
It's going lovely in London. We're eating people, but it's going okay. Pretty normal then. Every day down the West End, really. Who am I looking for? Oh, yeah. He's in here somewhere. Here he is.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay, so that's reputation up. Friendship meter, the power of friendship. Some of the people in town will give you a social icon, which means you can use, which means side cases and cash. Okay. Yeah, I finished observation earlier, so that's actually finished. I've just got to do the actual second playthrough on collecting all the pieces now. So that should be a lot easier after the first playthrough. I'm kind of hoping. Let's have a look.
Here you go.
Hey, Yagami. The hell were you thinking sending Kaito here by himself? Guy acts like he owns the goddamn place.
All hail King Kaito.
Just sit your ass down, would you?
Gonna say, Brian, you should try the oh god, what was it? It was the Ghost series, which is quite an interesting one on the PlayStation. If you haven't done that one already. Ah, we need to speak to him. That's what we need to do.
Just got the call from Mafia-kun. Sounds like they're seriously gearing up for this trial. You and Shintani better be ready.
It's not Shintani. There's Shintani, I think.
So, we finally have some details from the cops.
So what are you doing on XCOM now, Shara?
Forensic results. Even their proof that Hamura's the one who did it.
Yeah, Deathmark and Spirit Hunter were the two that I was thinking of.
But first, just don't forget your role in all of this. Especially you, Yagami. At the end of the day, you're just a mercenary. The one who decides how this investigation goes is me. Understand?
I was going to say, if you ever played Deathmark or Spirit Hunter, which one would you recommend first to play? Because they both look interesting.
Shintani Sensei?
That's more like it. First up is the crime scene.
When you got a chance to get down, Shara, I'm going to have to give you a proper gaming session.
Morning of December 4th. Police get a call about a body in the alley behind a mall. The officer who rushed to the scene confirmed the corpse on arrival.
Ooh.
Victim was a Kansai thug, bottom feeder with the Kyorei clan. Toshiro Kume. Body had a few bruises, but the cause of death is pretty obvious. 2 puncture wounds, straight through the eyes. The cops think the murderer used something like an ice pick, pierced right into his brain.
My eyes hurt just thinking about it.
Ouch.
Oh,
Ice picks in the eyes.
looks like the murder weapon went through Kume's eyes, then tore him out when the killer took it back. Only natural to think the Tojo was trying to make an example out of him. You know, threaten the Kyorei.
Yeah, Deathmark was the first one, then it went on to Spirit Hunter.
And if we can figure out who it was, Hamura will be off the hook.
What? Find the real killer? That's a step too far. Priority number 1 is proving his alibi. We do that,
So that was always...
we're in the clear.
They were interesting, actually. Was it Anxis, which was the developers? Because they also did Prisoner Dilemma and 9 Lives, 9 People, 9... It was 999, I think. And Nonary Games. There's something we're missing here.
What the?
Hello.
There's pretty much no blood anywhere near the body, meaning Kume wasn't murdered in that alley. If I had to guess, I'd say he died in a moor.
Uh-huh. Suspicious.
Night of the crime, an employee from another bar tossed their trash out in this alley. Around 2 a.m. Didn't see anything out of the ordinary, though. In other words, Kume got dumped sometime between 2 and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
What the?
Nothing was found in Kume's pockets. No wallet, no phone, nothing. Bet the murderer broke the phone. Cops tried one of those find my phone things, but came up empty-handed. Guess the killer at least tried to cover his tracks.
Uh-huh.
You take a peek in the alley when you were over at Amore? Doubt there's any traces left at this point. But it's apparently just out the back.
Okay.
Anyway, this is Kume, just before he died.
Before the killer took his eyes.
Come on, don't say stuff like that.
So what's the prosecution's angle on this?
Well, try thinking about it in the context of the Tojo Kyorei feud. 2 other Curie Yakuza turned up dead before this, each with their eyes gouged out. Not a far leap.
I was going to say, Sherry, is there going to be any games that you're actually going to stick to at the moment? Or not yet?
Yep, go on.
Yeah.
All right. This is how the prosecution thinks it all went down. December 3rd, just around 9 o'clock, right out front of Claremore. An argument breaks out between Captain Hamura of the Matsugane family and Kume and Murase of the Kyorei clan. Hamura and his thugs drag Kume into the club. At which point, Murase abandons Kume and flees the scene. Hamura then locks Kume in a moor for around an hour, while he and his boys beat the daylights out of the guy. Around 10 p.m., Hamura kicks everyone out, leaving only himself and Kume in the club. Up to that
I'm just
point,
trying to deal with messages as well on 2 sides at the same time here.
the testimony we have from the owner of a moor. The prosecution story continues as follows. Once the 2 of them were alone, Hamura tortured Kume even more violently. Then, between 2 and 3 a.m., he drove a sharp weapon into Kume's eye, killing him instantly. Once he finished gouging Kume's eyes out, Hamura dumped the body in the alley behind a moor.
There we go.
When questioned, Hamura said, "Me and Kume left a moor around midnight. I went for a steam right after." But since no evidence can back up that claim, the prosecution doubts its credibility. 6 a.m. on the morning of the 4th, Kume's body was found. And 1 week later, they arrested Hamura.
Okay.
So they've got 3 things: the camera footage, the bloodstains in the club, and Hamura's Swiss cheese alibi. Any of those alone wouldn't be enough to get a conviction.
Where are you up to now, Ken, on yours?
The prosecution thinks they've got this case in the bag. End of the day, to them it's just Yakuza offering Yakuza.
Oh God, that's an insult. Where are you now at the moment on yours, Jim? Brain fart. I've offended him now. Jim?
Makes sense they'd see it that way.
I was going to say, where are you up to
I'm more
now?
interested in what you think, though. Did Hamura actually kill Kume?
I don't know. The guy rubs me the wrong way, yeah. But I'm pretty sure he's innocent. The cunning Yakuza like Hamura wouldn't just offload the corpse in an alley like that. Too sloppy. If he really did, forget about the eyes. You'd never even find the body.
Agreed.
Ah, right.
That's our Shintani sensei. Prickliest guy in town. But damn if he's not a terrific lawyer.
With you there.
I was going to say, Brian, did you try the game Observation at all, or not?
What? Something wrong?
If Hamura didn't do it, the person who did is still out there somewhere.
Huh?
We've just got to find them if we want to clear Hamura's name.
Ha! You think we've got the manpower for that? Tracking down a criminal like that takes an entire organized front. Best leaving that to the cops, if you ask me.
It's Observation's actually a pretty good game, which is once you get into it, it's a lot of suspense that you get into. It's a lot of thinking.
Then what's your next move?
Gonna need some more info on the victim.
Ah.
Remember Kume's buddy? The one who ran off when the Matsugane boys jumped him. Name's Akira Murase, from the Kyorei clan.
Yeah.
I want to hear what he has to say.
About what?
About what he did after he watched Kume get dragged into the club.
Mm.
Did he really Kume just abandoned his friend? It's hard to believe.
Yeah, you got observation that's currently in the cell at the moment. Dollhouse is currently in the cell as well, which is another one that you might want to check out if you have not done already.
Clan's door? Sounds like suicide to me.
I bet they're out for blood after what happened to Kume.
One way or another, I want that info from Murasek. Huh. You're the ones who have to figure out how to get it. That's the deal, remember?
Deal my ass. Poking a hornet's nest ain't gonna get us anything but stung.
He's right, though. Come on, Kaito-san.
Fine. First things first, we need to find out where the Kyorei clan's hiding. We gotta have a base or something.
Probably quickest to just go ask Matsugane-san. He's got...
Oh, I guess I'll pass. Can't exactly waltz in, being expelled and all.
Yeah, I'll take care of this one by myself.
Damn bikes. Excuse me.
Out of the way.
Alright. See. Might be an idea to actually use that at the moment, considering. Oh yes, that's why. So I was trying to find. I was going to say, Brian, have you tried the Yakuza series or Judgement or any of those at all? There we go.
Here, right this way.
The Matsugane are an offshoot of the Tojo clan. Not the biggest Yakuza family on the block.
Yeah, I've still got to get all the
They're a
7
small
and
branch
do the
that's
others
growing a
yet.
tree. But the family's patriarch, Mitsugu Matsugane, is like a father to me. And Kaito-san.
Excuse me. Yagami-san's here to pay you a visit.
Oh, so good to see you again, my boy. Now then, feels like ages since you last stopped by.
I know. I wonder why that is, huh? Could it be that you're the only one who's glad to see me?
How's Kaito these days? Staying out of trouble?
He's okay.
If not for that incident, he'd still be part of the family, you know. Hard to believe it's already been a year. The both of you are more or less the sons I never had.
The past is what it is.
True. But I'm glad to hear he's doing well. Under your watch.
I'm sure Kaito-san will always feel like my Aniki. If not for you, I would have taken another direction in life. I'd be a very different person, I think.
You'd have turned out just fine, my boy.
Excuse me. Tea.
Let's see.
So then, one would drag you back to an office where you're not exactly welcome.
Hamura is giving me some grief.
Is he now? I was under the assumption Genda is handling the issue. Are you helping him out with the case now?
Shitani's got me looking for the Kyori clan. Just need to find...
So what are you going to end up doing with yourself on Bank Holiday Monday then?
Not wise.
Sure.
You do know they're all up in arms right now.
What are you going to do with yourself on Bank Holiday Monday?
Does the name the Kajihira Group mean anything to you?
No. Can't say that it does.
They're a Kansai outfit. They've got a front in the city. The KJR office down on Sanrio Avenue. Be careful. There's Kyori crawling on every floor. These are Tojo clan streets, but that's the
Sanrio Avenue. KJR, eh?
Oh.
I know you're busy. Although, you think I could visit your office Sunday soon? Keep it on the down low.
Yeah, of course. Kaito-san just left the Matsugane office. The curator... Not...
Yeah. No, it hasn't stumped me. Not yet. I might actually open the window in my place, just set out the guitar and just stick the amp out the window and just wind up everybody tomorrow, just for the hell of it. Kinda would have to use the small amp if I was to do that. 200 watt amp is not the best thing to stick onto a window ledge. Would be interesting to do, but not the best thing to do. No probs, you get some rest and I'll catch you later. Let's see. was going to say, anyway, when was the last time you was sunbathing? Yeah, so a while back. I've got a grill.
What's up?
Me. KJ yet?
Looks like it. Where are you?
I'm on the opposite roof. Look up.
Suspicious. I see you. What the?
Ooh, let's see. What you gotta write down? Oh, you can just switch between them with the shoulder buttons. That's what I did.
Yeah. Hell of a view, wouldn't you say? Too bad the place is absolutely crawling with Yakuza.
Guess this is the Cure hideout after all. And
Good.
you come up with
Sure, you ass. This here is Marase. Wonder if we can
What?
just peek
The
through
shoulder
window,
buttons?
see if we can find him.
I did it. That's the triggers. Oh, wait, have you already got it on select? Have you already selected the actual thing? No, if you selected and then put it up and then press circle and then do it, because you can't do it when you actually selected something. Hmm. Hmm. 12. Okay. Hello.
What the? Suspicious. Hey. Suspicious.
What's with the book? Don't these guys have anything better to do?
What the?
Hold on. That's him.
Right. Right. Let's see.
Shit, we went inside. Let's try and figure out
Catch you later. Right. Nope.
Hey, suspicious. What the?
Hey, there he is. Well fucking done, man.
Actually, I think I'll end the stream there for now. That one, for the moment.